everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, I'm Sarah aka SanSaria, and I love all things journaling and reading. For 2025, I wanted to design a reading journal that's both functional and inspiring. Whether you're setting big reading goals, exploring challenges like Bookish Bingo, or keeping track of new releases, this setup will have everything you need to stay organized and excited. I'll be walking you through each page, sharing design ideas, tips, and personal touches that made this journal perfect for my 2025 reading goals. So let's dive in. I started with a simple yet beautiful title page to set the tone for the journal. I chose a classic book theme with soft lettering, warm gold and neutral colors, and subtle doodle of an opened book and stars to give it a cozy and timeless feel. It's clean, minimal, and really sets the mood for a productive and inspiring reading year. If you're setting up your journal, I recommend picking a theme or colors that spark joy for you every time you open the journal. After all, you'll be coming back to it all year long. Did you know that, on average, people only read 12 books a year? But for us book lovers, we aim higher. Much higher. Whether you're working toward 50, 100, or my personal goal of 125 books in 2025, staying organized is key. That's why I've created a reading journal setup that's not only practical but also creative and motivating. Today I'll walk you through my entire setup, filled with pages to track goals, challenges, and special memories. If you love books and want to stay on top of your reading this year, grab your journal and let's get started. On the next page, I included a bookish quote that speaks to me. A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives only one. George R.R. Martin. I feel like this quote really captures why I read. Books let us live so many different experiences and stories. Adding quotes to your journal is a great way to stay inspired and remember why you love reading. Let's start with something a little extra. Creating a special bag for my rating insert. This is a fun way to keep it protected and add a personal touch. I'm using a crafting paper as the base and we're about to make it shine. After I cut it in the right shape, then I'm adding some bookish stickers. Think tiny stacks of books and some washi tape. Some golden sparkles spiced it up. I love having a consistent rating system to evaluate what I read. I created a 5-star grid and left space to write a quick note about things like 5 stars, love it. New favorite. 4 stars, really good, highly recommend it. 3 stars, it was mid. 2 stars, kinda bad. 1 stars, turbo. This helps me better understand what makes a book stand out or what might not have worked for me. It's also super helpful for sharing reviews later. If you're creating a similar spread, you can add little icons, like hearts, stars, or even emojis, for each category to make it visually fun. To tie it in with the bag, I've used the same decorative elements here. This insert is not just functional but also super fun to look at and use. And to tie everything together, I've drawn golden sparkles across the page. These little touches make it feel truly personal. If you're creating a similar spread, don't forget to customize it with elements that bring you joy. It makes all the difference. This spread is one of my must-haves. My books in 2025 list is where I write down every single book I finish throughout the year. I created a neat and minimal layout with columns for the book title, author, started and finished date, and rating space. It's so satisfying to see this list grow as the year goes on. I left plenty of space because with a goal of 125 books, I'll need it. If you're making this page, I recommend creating a simple grid so it's clean, organized, and easy to fill in. Next, I have my bookshelf spread, where I track all the books I own that are still on my TBR, to be read, pile. For this spread, I've created a striking centerpiece, a beautifully hand-drawn Gothic window. Using a fine liner, I sketched intricate details, arched frames, ornate patterns, and even tiny panes of glass to give it depth. It's a great eye-catcher and adds a dramatic literary vibe to the page. To match the Gothic theme, I've also included small details like mystic stickers of bottles and plants, which bring an enchanting and whimsical vibe to the spread. Around the window, I've drawn a bookshelf filled with blank book shapes. As I go, I'll write in the titles of my TBR books inside these shapes. It's a great visual reminder of the books I already have and need to get to. Plus, coloring in the books once I've read them is super satisfying and keeps me motivated to work through my shelves. This page not only keeps me organized but also brings a touch of artistry to my reading tracker. Let this spread inspire you to create your own bookshelf spread. Whether you lean into the Gothic window theme or design something completely your own, bring your creativity to life. Imagine watching your bookshelf fill up as you read, and the joy of coloring in those blank book shapes. Share your version with others and make it a part of your reading journey. Keeping track of new books can be overwhelming, so I made a releases tracker for 2025. To start, I titled the page Release with my stamps in bold to make it stand out. I then created a simple but functional monthly layout, fitting all the months onto one page. Each section is clearly labeled with the month, leaving enough space beneath to jot down the most anticipated releases. This layout is perfect for noting new books from my favorite authors or tracking exciting debuts I don't want to miss. I find it so satisfying to see the years line up at a glance and to add to it as announcements come out. Whether it's a bestseller sequel or a hidden gem, everything has a place in my tracker. My daily reading tracker is one of the most motivating pages in my journal. I created a large grid where I can color in each day that I read, no matter how little or how much. Such a great way to visually track my consistency. By the end of the year, this page will look like a beautiful mosaic of all the time I spent with books. For the monthly letter, I use the same stamps as on the release title. To match it with the other pages, I also use the crafting paper, bookish, and quote stickers. To track my goal of reading 125 books this year, I created a numbered list from 1 to 125. Every time I finish a book, I'll color to its number. I love this spread because seeing all those boxes fill up is so motivating. It's such a visual reminder of my progress and keeps me inspired to keep going. After titling the page, I divided it into squares with small milestones marked at 50 and 100 books to celebrate progress along the way. Underneath the list, I added a color code for each month, so I can see at a glance when I read each book. This might actually be my favorite page in this spread. Or is it the bookshelf spread? I can't decide. Both are such a huge part of my reading journal. This one is also the longest spread in my journal since it tracks the entire year goal. If you're aiming for a big reading goal like this, a numbered list is simple, clear, and perfect for staying on track. Let me know in the comments, how do you keep track of your reading goals? Do you use a similar spread, or do you have your own unique system? Now we come to the fun pages of my reading journal 2025. After some inspirational TikToks, I wanted to have also a bookish bingo and the A to Z challenge, so enjoy the process and let me know what do you think about all these challenges you can do. This page is just for fun. My bookish bingo challenge. I created a bingo card filled with prompts. See the list here. Take a screenshot for later use. Completing rows or even the whole board makes reading even more exciting and pushes me out of my comfort zone. If you love challenges, this is a must. Under the inside with the bingo, I have draw the same shapes where I fill in the book titles. I also included the A to Z challenge page. The goal here is to read one book for each letter of the alphabet, whether it's the title or author's name. It's such a fun way to diversify my reading. I made a clean 2-column spread with space to fill in each letter as I go. This challenge is always so satisfying to complete. Next up, my Author of the Month spread. This page is all about celebrating authors I love. Each month, I'll pick an author of the month and include a short bio, some of their books, and notes about what I enjoy in their writing. It's a great way to spotlight amazing writers and explore more of their work. I will give you a deeper insight along my reading journal about this section. If you don't want to miss it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Finally, I created my Books of the Month spread, where I'll choose one standout book for each month. I left space for a small picture or doodle of the cover and a short review. It's such a nice way to remember my favorites by the end of the year. It's a very simple layout, which will be beautiful at the end of the year. I'd love to see you again at the yearly flip through my reading journal at the end of 2025. So that's my complete 2025 reading journal setup. This journal has everything I need to track my reading goals, challenges, and favorite moments throughout the year. My favorite spreads have to be the bookshelf and the 125 books challenge, but honestly, I love how the entire setup came together. If you're planning a reading journal for 2025, I hope this video gave you ideas and inspiration. Let me know in the comments which pages you're including or what reading goals you've set for the year. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more journaling content. Thanks for watching, and here's to an amazing reading year ahead.